My hands shake as I slam my apartment door, Viktor's accusations still ringing in my ears. Controlling? Toxic? How dare he call me those things when all I've ever done is try to maintain a healthy friendship with Alex while being a devoted girlfriend? The flowers Viktor brought me last week mock me from the kitchen counter. Carnations, because he remembered I mentioned liking them once. Sweet, thoughtful Viktor, who worked late to afford our dates, who learned to cook my favorite meals, who never forgot an anniversary. And this is how he repays me? By throwing a tantrum over innocent messages with my best friend? I pull out my phone, ignoring the 3 missed calls from Viktor. He's probably regretting his little outburst already. They always do when they realize what they've lost. Instead, I text Alex. "You were right about him. He just broke up with me because of our friendship. Can you believe it?" The response is immediate. "Finally, I'm so sorry, babe. Wine and movies at mine." Babe. He's always called me that, even when Viktor asked him to stop. It doesn't mean anything, just how Alex talks. Viktor was always too insecure to understand that male-female friendships could be platonic. "Be there in 20, I type back, already grabbing my overnight bag. I always keep one packed for emergencies, and my boyfriend dumping me definitely qualifies. As I drive to Alex's place in downtown West Palm Beach, I rehearse my story. Viktor was jealous, controlling, tried to isolate me from my friend's classic toxic behavior. Never mind that he only had issues with Alex, not my female friends. Never mind that he caught me deleting messages. Never mind that I lied about where I was last weekend. No, this is Viktor's fault for not trusting me. Alex opens his door before I can knock, pulling me into a tight hug. He smells like the cologne I bought him for his birthday. The expensive one Viktor said was too much to spend on a friend. But Viktor never understood that Alex deserves the best. He's been there for me since freshman year at Florida Atlantic, through every breakup and family drama. "Tell me everything," Alex says, leading me to his couch. He already has wine open, my favorite Pinot Grigio chilling in the ice bucket. Viktor always bought red wine, even though he knew I preferred white. "There's not much to tell," I sigh, curling into Alex's side like I've done 100 times before. He went through my phone, saw our messages, and completely lost it. "Which messages?" Alex asks carefully. I wave my hand dismissively. You know, just our normal conversations, the jokes, the memes, talking about our days. Completely innocent stuff. We both know that's not entirely true. There were messages I deleted before Viktor could see them. The ones where Alex called me beautiful, where I complained about Viktor being boring, where we made plans to hang out without telling him. But those don't count as cheating. We never actually did anything physical. "He was always threatened by our friendship," Alex says, refilling my wine glass. "Remember when he tried to uninvite me from your birthday dinner?" "God, that was so embarrassing." I take a long sip, feeling the warmth spread through my chest. "Everyone was staring. Melissa asked if everything was okay with us." "Because it wasn't," Alex points out. "You haven't been happy with him for months, Lena." "Lena!" My nickname that only Alex uses. Viktor always called me by my full name, Angelina, like I was some formal acquaintance instead of his girlfriend of 2 years. "I was happy," I protest weakly. "In the beginning." "When he was still trying to impress you, before he got comfortable and showed his true colors." "That's not fair. Viktor never stopped trying. If anything, he tried too hard. The constant texts checking where I was, wanting to spend every weekend together, getting upset when I had plans with Alex. It was suffocating." "Tell me about the fight," Alex prompts, settling back against the cushions. So I do, editing as I go. In my version, Viktor comes off as paranoid and accusatory. I don't mention the messages I'd already deleted. I don't mention that I told him I was at a work event last Saturday when I was really here, watching movies with Alex. I certainly don't mention that when Viktor asked point blank if anything had ever happened between us, I hesitated just a beat too long before denying it. "He actually accused me of emotionally cheating," I finish, making my voice crack like I'm about to cry. Can you believe that? Like having a close friend is somehow betraying him? Alex pulls me closer, and I breathe in his familiar scent. You deserve better than someone who tries to control who you're friends with. I know, it just hurts. 2 years, Alex, I thought we were building something. You were building a prison, he says firmly, and I'm glad you're finally free. His hand is in my hair now, stroking gently like he always does when I'm upset. Viktor used to tense up whenever he saw Alex touching me. A hand on my back, playing with my hair, casual affection between friends. He didn't understand that Alex has always been physically affectionate. That's just his way. What am I going to tell people? I wonder aloud. My parents loved him. Tell them the truth, that he was jealous and controlling and tried to cut you off from your support system. Melissa's going to say she saw this coming. Because she did. We all did. He was never good enough for you, Lena. I let myself cry then, partly from genuine hurt, and partly because I know Alex can't resist comforting me when I'm vulnerable. Sure enough, he shifts us so I'm practically in his lap, my face buried in his neck. I hate that he made you cry, Alex murmurs against my hair. If I ever see him again... Don't, I say quickly. The last thing I need is for them to have some kind of confrontation where Viktor can play victim. He's not worth it. You're right. He's not. Alex pulls back to look at me, thumbs wiping away my tears. But you are. You're worth everything, Lena. One day you'll find someone who sees that. The moment hangs between us, charged with possibility. This is usually when one of us would crack a joke, deflect, remember that we're just friends. But I'm hurt and vulnerable and maybe a little drunk already, so instead I lean forward and kiss him. For a second he freezes. Then his hands tighten in my hair and he's kissing me back, with 2 years of pent-up frustration. It's nothing like Viktor's careful, gentle kisses. This is fire and want, and everything I've been denying myself. Lena, he breathes when we break apart. We shouldn't. You just... Broke up with someone who never understood me, I finish. Someone who was threatened by what we have. Maybe there was a reason for that. You're upset. You're not thinking clearly. I'm thinking more clearly than I have in months. I shift in his lap, feeling how much he wants this too. Don't you want me, Alex? You know I do. I've wanted you since the day we met. But not like this, not as a rebound. This isn't a rebound, I insist, even though we both know it is. This is inevitable. We've been dancing around it for years. He looks torn, moral and desire warring on his face. Viktor isn't here. I cut him off. And he never has to know. We're both single now. We're not doing anything wrong. It's a lie, and we both know it. I've been doing something wrong for months. Choosing Alex over Viktor, lying about where I was, deleting messages, having feelings I shouldn't have. But now that Viktor's actually called me on it, I need to prove he was right all along. That there was something between Alex and me worth ending a relationship over. Just tonight, I whisper, pressing kisses along his jaw. Tomorrow we can pretend it never happened. Go back to being friends. But tonight I need you. His resistance crumbles. Fuck, Lena. You're going to be the death of me. La petite mort, I tease, and he groans at the terrible joke. You're lucky you're pretty, he says, then stops talking altogether. Later, tangled in his sheets that smell like him, I check my phone. His touch is warm, but I find myself watching the ceiling instead of his face. It's too perfect. Too easy. 12 missed calls from Viktor. 15 texts ranging from angry to apologetic to desperate. A voicemail I delete without listening. He's persistent, Alex observes, reading over my shoulder. He'll get over it. I toss my phone aside and curl back into Alex's warmth. They always do. Always. How many times have you done this? Done what? I ask innocently. Ended up in my bed after a breakup. A few, I admit. But this time is different. How? I turn to face him, tracing patterns on his chest. Because this time I'm not going back. You say that every time. This time I mean it. He looks skeptical, and I can't blame him. We've done this dance before. Me running to him after every failed relationship, us crossing lines we shouldn't cross, then pretending it never happened when I inevitably get back together with whatever guy I'd left. But Viktor was different. Viktor saw through our charade and called me on it. He accused me of cheating with you, I say quietly, multiple times. Said I was emotionally unavailable because I was in love with you. Are you? Alex asks with naked hope in his voice. I don't know. Maybe. Does it matter? It matters to me. Alex! No, I know. We're friends, best friends, and that has to be enough because you're scared of ruining what we have by trying for more. Aren't you? Terrified, he admits. But I'm more scared of watching you date another Viktor, another guy who sees what we have and tries to destroy it out of jealousy. So what do we do? Right now, we sleep. Tomorrow we figure it out. But I already know how tomorrow will go. I'll sneak out before he wakes up, go home and shower off the guilt and his cologne. I'll text him something casual, pretend like nothing happened. We'll go back to being friends who definitely don't have feelings for each other, who definitely didn't just prove Viktor right about everything, except Viktor won't let it go that easily. The next morning I wake to find Alex's side of the bed empty. For a moment I panic. Did he regret last night? Then I smell coffee and bacon, hear him humming in the kitchen, domestic. Comfortable. Everything Viktor tried to be but couldn't quite manage. I steal one of Alex's shirts and pad out to find him cooking breakfast in just sweatpants. The morning light streaming through his windows highlights every muscle, every line of his body I memorized last night. Morning, beautiful, he says without turning around. Coffee's ready? You're too good to me. Impossible. He plates up eggs and bacon, slides it across the counter to me. So, ready to talk about last night? What's to talk about? Two friends offering each other comfort after emotional trauma? Is that what we're calling it? What would you call it? He's quiet for a moment then. A mistake, probably, but the kind of mistake I'd make again in a heartbeat. Alex. I know we can't be together. You just got out of a 2-year relationship. You need time to heal, to figure out what you want. And I need to not be your rebound. You could never be a rebound. No? Then what am I? I don't have an answer for that. He's everything. My best friend, my safety net, my biggest temptation. But he's also the reason Viktor left, whether I want to admit it or not. My phone buzzes. Another text from Viktor. I know you're with him. I knew you would run straight to him. This just proves I was right about everything. I show Alex, who frowns. How does he know you're here? Find my iPhone, probably. We shared locations. I'd forgotten about that, too, caught up in the drama of the moment to think about digital footprints. That's stalking, Lena. You need to block him. I will, later. Right now I just want to enjoy breakfast with my best friend. Best friend who you slept with? Details? But the mood is broken. Reality seeps in with every bite of eggs. I cheated. Maybe not technically. We were broken up. But in spirit. I ran straight from Viktor's arms to Alex's bed, proving every accusation true. I should go, I say, pushing away my half-eaten plate. I need to shower, change, figure out my life. Lena, wait, Alex catches my hand. We need to talk about this, about us. There is no us, I say gently. Not like that. Last night was amazing. But we both know it can't happen again. Why not? Because I do love you. Too much to risk losing you over relationship drama. Victor was wrong about a lot of things, but he was right that I couldn't give him my whole heart because you already have it. You've had it for years. Then be with me, he says simply. Stop dating guys you don't really want. Stop pretending we're just friends. Stop breaking both our hearts over and over. And when it doesn't work out, when we realize we're better as friends than lovers, what then? What if it does work out? What if we're perfect together? There's no such thing as perfect. No, but there's us. And that's always been enough for me. I kiss him softly, tasting coffee and possibility. Give me time. Let me officially end things with Viktor, process everything. Can you do that? I've been waiting 4 years, what's a little longer? But as I drive home in last night's clothes, hair still smelling like Alex's shampoo, I know I won't make him wait. Can't. Because Viktor's messages keep coming, each one more vindictive than the last. 2 years, Angelina, 2 years I ignored my instincts because I loved you. Everyone told me I was crazy to be jealous, that you two were just friends. I hope he's worth throwing away what we had. You'll do the same thing to him eventually. Users like you always do. That last one stings, because there's truth in it. I do use people, their affection, their stability, their trust. I used Viktor for the comfort of a relationship while keeping my heart safely locked away. And now I'm using Alex for validation that I'm desirable, that Viktor was wrong to leave. Except Viktor wasn't wrong, about any of it. I park outside my apartment complex and see Viktor's car in visitor parking. My stomach drops. The last thing I need is a confrontation when I'm wearing yesterday's clothes and another man's shirt. But I can't sit in my car forever. I square my shoulders and march inside, finding Viktor waiting by my door with a box of my things from his place. Walk of shame? He asks, taking in my appearance with disgust. Viktor, what are you doing here? Returning your things. Didn't want to give you an excuse to contact me later. He sets the box down with excessive force. Couldn't even wait 24 hours, could you? We're broken up. What I do isn't your business anymore. It is when you've been doing it our entire relationship. His voice is calm, controlled. The Viktor I fell for before he became suspicious and demanding. How many times, Angelina? How many times did you run to him after we fought? How many times did you lie about where you were? I never... Just don't. I have screenshots of the messages you deleted. I have credit card statements from the hotels. I know about the spa weekend you planned to take with him instead of visiting your grandparents with me. My blood runs cold. How did you... Your laptop. You left it open one day, logged into everything. I wasn't snooping, just wanted to check the weather, and there it all was. Months of deception laid out clearly. Viktor, I can explain. Can you? Can you explain why you told Alex you loved him 3 months ago? Why you complained about our sex life to him in graphic detail? Why you were planning to leave me but wanted to wait until after the holidays so you didn't look like the bad guy? Each accusation hits like a physical blow. I don't remember saying those things, but drunk texts at 2 a.m. tend to blur together. Alex never responded to the serious ones, always redirecting to safer topics, but Viktor wouldn't know that from screenshots. It wasn't like that, I try weakly. Then tell me what it was like. Tell me how I misunderstood my girlfriend planning to leave me for her best friend. He makes air quotes around the words, mockery dripping from every syllable. But what can I say? That I was confused? That I loved them both in different ways? That I wanted the stability Viktor offered while craving the passion Alex promised? All of it would just confirm his worst opinions of me. That's what I thought. He picks up the box, shoves it into my arms. I'm done, Angelina. Done pretending I don't see what everyone else sees. Done being the stable, boring boyfriend you settle for while pining after someone else. Done being your second choice. You were never second choice, I protest. No? Then why is his shirt in your overnight bag, the one you always kept packed for emergencies? He laughs bitterly. Emergency booty calls, apparently. I glance down and see Alex's FAU shirt poking out of my bag. I'd forgotten I'd even packed it. Damning evidence of exactly what Viktor suspects. "We're done here," Viktor continues. "I'll be telling my side of the story to anyone who asks, just so you know. How you emotionally cheated for months, physically cheated the second we broke up, and gaslit me into thinking I was crazy for being suspicious. That's not fair." "Fair?" His calm facade cracks, real anger bleeding through. "Was it fair when you told your grandparents you were bringing Alex to meet them? Was it fair when you laughed with him about my accent? Was it fair when you made me feel insane for noticing the obvious?" "I never meant to hurt you," I whisper, and for once it's the truth. Intent doesn't matter when the result is the same. He turns to leave, then pauses. "For what it's worth, I hope it works out with Alex. I hope he's everything you wanted, because when he realizes you're incapable of being faithful to anyone, when he's in my position wondering why you're deleting messages and lying about where you are, I hope he remembers that you did this to someone who loved you completely, and I hope it destroys him the way it destroyed me." He walks away, leaving me standing in the hallway with a box of relationship debris and the crushing weight of truth. Because he's right. I'll do the same thing to Alex eventually. It's who I am. Someone who wants the security of a relationship while keeping one foot out the door, always looking for something better, something more. I fumble with my keys, get inside, and pour wine, even though it's barely noon. The apartment feels different now, tainted by Viktor's accusations and my own guilt. Everywhere I look, I see evidence of my deception. Photos of Viktor and me looking happy while I was texting Alex. Gifts Viktor gave me that I'd disparaged to Alex. The couch where Viktor tried so hard to connect while I scrolled through my phone. My phone buzzes. Alex. "You make it home okay? Worried about you." I stare at the message, Viktor's words echoing in my head. How long before Alex is the one checking my phone, wondering why I'm distant, accusing me of cheating with whatever new friend catches my attention? "I'm fine," I type back. "Viktor was here. It's over." "Good. Want me to come over?" "No, I need to be alone for a while." "Lena, what's wrong? What did he say to you?" "Everything. Nothing. Just the truth I've been avoiding for 2 years. He knows about last night. He's going to tell everyone I cheated." "You didn't cheat. You were broken up." "Were we? Or did I break up with him because I knew you were waiting?" "Lena." "I'll call you later." I lie, then turn off my phone. The wine goes down easy, followed by vodka, followed by whatever else I can find to numb the realization that Viktor was the best thing in my life, and I destroyed it for a fantasy. Because that's what Alex is. A fantasy. Of passion, of understanding, of perfect compatibility that'll crumble the moment it's tested by reality. But it's too late now. Viktor's gone, probably already telling his friends how right he was about me. By tomorrow, I'll be the villain in everyone's story, the girl who couldn't appreciate a good man, who threw away stability for excitement, who proved that men and women really can't be just friends. And the worst part? They'll all be right. I drink until the edges blur, until I can pretend last night was about love and not revenge, until I can convince myself that Viktor was controlling and jealous rather than justifiably suspicious of his lying girlfriend. Tomorrow, I'll wake up hungover and ashamed. I'll text Alex and pretend everything's fine. I'll spin the story to make Viktor the bad guy, myself the victim. I'll do what I always do. Survive on charm and lies and the ability to make people believe my version of events. But tonight, alone in my apartment with only empty bottles and accusatory silence for company, I let myself admit the truth. Viktor deserved better than me. And when Alex figures that out too, I hope it doesn't destroy him like it did Viktor, like it did the man who still looked at me like I was worth saving. But it probably will.